Hi, welcome to Antique Quest and another Harris & Sons auctions walkthrough video. This video will be for our Mancave auction, which is closing on February 10th and start to soft close at 9 p.m. Atlantic time. We've got some military, we've got some advertising, we've got some great ship models, some really neat stuff. So we'd like to take you along, give you a look, give you an idea of size, that sort of thing. So let's jump right in. So we've got this really nice Victorian push-along cutter sleigh for taking your kids for a walk. Nice early piece in good condition. Still has its tufted back. And some really nice little stencils in the front there. And over here we're going to show you, got some advertising items with store scales, old 7-Up and root beer boxes. Various things are put in lots too, like the Edgeworth tins, and there's a 7-Up collection. There's some Coke trays in there and whatnot. Some really nice tins. That Schwartz & Sons from Halifax is nice. This Blue Cross has just a fabulous graphic on it. And we've got some more tins down here. We've got a whole selection of tire ashtrays. A nice big Roundtree's tin. Some military tins. And a nifty little Michelin Man ashtray. Some of the military items we have at the front of the table here. We've got some helmets, the old turtle helmet, that one's called, and some World War I helmets. We even have a radiation detector if you need one of those. Some Russian hats, military items, and this belt as well, with the buckle. A couple nice swagger sticks here. And this is a really neat little collection because this is actually signed by Rin Tin Tin, not him, of course, being the dog, but his master, in 1931. So it's sort of an autographed picture of Rin Tin Tin. Interesting story there. And some neat old postcards that are just under glass in this frame. That's all one lot there. I'm just going to go up here. We've got some more crates. We've got a bull castrator if you need one of those. Got some really neat old phones here. Old speaker from a drive-in. Always a fun thing. This is a nifty one because this is one that the lineman would use to hook right into the line, and the dial's on the back of it, and he can phone in and make sure everything's working. Don't see that one very often. And there's one of the ship models to give you an idea of size. It's sitting on that table right there. It's quite a big, large wooden model. You know, it's an older one, so it's got a bit of paint chip here and there, and you might need to glue a piece back here or there, but nice big ship model, nice hull on it. And right next to that we have a transit tripod that somebody's turned into a lamp, which is pretty neat. But if you had one, well, if you bought one of these transits that's in our sale, you could easily put it on top of here as well. And speaking of which, there they are right there. There's a Craftsman Transit in the box, and this is it's a lights box. I can't recall if it's a lights transit or not. I didn't think I saw that on the actual, no, it's a Bostrom. But another nice little transit. This is an interesting officer's mess oak chair, Maritime Air Group. Nice little press in the back there. Good armchair, good solid chair. Well, maybe I'll just keep going in order here. There's a nice Mike Bossy signed photograph framed. Another one below, Bobby Orr, which is actually signed by Brian Mulrooney. I can't remember exactly how the story went, but they were both in a certain place at one time, and somebody had both of them sign it. Got a neat little ever-ready battery counter display piece. Nice stick phone there. And another tray with the Naval Assembly of the Atlantic. But here's some interesting pieces. Now this one is actually made in Czechoslovakia, but it's got these great ceramic drawers. Really neat. The hinges on here need some work. but there's a couple pieces, a little break, a little chip out of it there, but for the most part they're in really neat shape. Really good shape, and it's just a really neat piece. Haven't come by one like that ever before. Here's a great countersign, Union Made GWG Quality Garments. And that's a working counter display. I got more aircraft things here. I don't know if I should look at these all at this time, but there you go, nice boxed Astro Compass. And this is really neat. Now this is a Clark's Anchor Stranded Cotton and Embroidery. So this would have been, again, a counter piece. Let me just move this out of the way. I always run into trouble with that window causing the wrong exposure, so I'll try and do it this way. So it's got the crest with the anchor, the trademark on there. The hinges, it was left in a damp location, so the hinges have just rusted off. You'd need those replaced. But it's great how this one actually lifts up like so. So if you're a collector and you get a bottom drawer in the bottom here as well, don't know if you can see that, I can't really back it up anymore, I'm gonna knock something off here. But there's a bottom drawer in it as well as it opening up. And if you collected things like fountain pens or coins or medals or all sorts of different small things you could fit in here, it's just a great way to have a collection stored. A little bit of rust on these side arms as well. But that, again, it's just with storage in a damp area. Has a nice, I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, it does say Clark's Anchor Stranded Cotton for embroidery on the front there. But just a neat one for collections. I think it'd be a great box to have a small collection in. Alright, we've got some really neat aircraft compasses here. Lancaster Bomber, I believe that one is. Another couple here. This one's out of a Spitfire in the box, which is really neat. Surveying instruments, some trench art. And here we have the Love Meter. It's a pretty neat tabletop game. They probably used to have them on counters in bars, that sort of thing. But you can analyze what exactly you are at that particular moment. So you stick your 25 cents in and you stick your hand on there and it's going to read it for you. And it does work. We had it plugged in. A nice little fire station here, a little fire alarm box. And this one has all its guts inside there. So neat little piece there. And we got coolers down below there. Pop coolers. This Nesbitt one is quite nice. You don't see that one as often. The Hires one, a little rougher, but still nice. Nice Tombstone floor model radio, and it does all its hummings. I can't quite get a station in here, but and some other things. Guy Lafleur picture, autographed as well. Mahavlich. Here we have the best one, Wayne Gretzky. And this was put out by an optometrist association, Canadian optometrists, and this one is signed, and it's just an excellent photograph of him shooting into a net. But there's only about 20 of these in the world that are signed. They made posters for everybody, but only signed them for the regional managers. So, and this came directly to us from one of those managers. Got a war memorial photograph. Got a massive set of Texas Longhorns here that go all the way over there. It's got a really neat tooled leather panther on it. Really nice early Berwick advertising calendar, 1913, for Ernest W. Margison, Groceries and Hardware. Nice collection of small arrowheads, and there's 2 frames of those done. And this great flight helmet with Batitude, or Bat Attitude, I should say. Bat Attitude. It's got all its visors and everything. It reminds me of the one in Star Wars that Luke wore. Pretty neat. Let's see what else. We've got a neat old counter display here It's probably originally for pens, but somebody's turned it into a old ammunition display piece. Royal Bank of Canada calendar, Winchester ammunition cardboard sign, and this fabulous early Winchester cardboard sign, quite a large one, which brings us down to that table, which I'll do in a second. And a great old war poster, lick 'em over there. Come on, Canada. Alright, I'm going to put the camera on a tripod. A really neat Fleetwood space helmet radio. It's got the 8-track in it. It's got a rubber suction bottom on it, so it'll actually attach itself to wherever you are, and it still swivels. Just a really neat retro 70s stereo there. The carving on this is incredible. I haven't really looked at it to see what it says, but it's just superbly done, the carving. It's 1937, I believe, which is dated on the brass framework. It's all herringbone there, and look at the beautiful crest. Just really nicely done. I was missing its cap, but that's no big deal, and that's how it's banded together there with the brass feet. Really neat German drinking flask, I'm assuming. We've got a parking meter. We've all seen those if we've been around for a while. This is actually Franklin mint, but it is really nicely done. So it's quite heavy, bronze, but quite a nice little statue there. This is a really nice little tramp art cross too. A lot of work went into this one with the heart on there as well. Just a neat piece of Canadiana there. And we've got 4 little fancy feet in there, even got chip carved on them. Okay, scout hat. Really nice scout hat. Great condition, and I love the fact that it has the little crest there. Lots of things are pickup only in this auction, and this gigantic traffic light is one of them. Now this has a special box on it that's wired, and it ran with the jukebox that's in our sale, and so it would flash to music. So, kind of a neat thing. There's one of the bomber jackets, and that one is wartime period. That one's a little rougher, a little larger. Sizes we have on there, best we could decide. And here's the other one, and I think this one's 1954, but you got the RCN marking there on the back underneath the collar. But this one's almost perfect condition, so Royal Canadian Navy, size 36. Nice leather bomber jackets if somebody out there is looking for a great jacket. Now here we have some great stuff. I love this section right now. Got this great wooden airplane propeller, probably not off an airplane, but off a snow machine or a airboat or something along that line. There's a lot of small lots down in there, calendars, that sort of thing. I'm not going to pull those all out. This great Corticelli spool silk advertising sewing board, so it has a cutout in the bottom here, which you can't really see because of this auto car sign. I don't know if you can see that, but it's meant to sit on your lap, and you can do your sewing on your lap. Nice big fire hose nozzle. And here's good old Uncle Festus, the Addams family. This is the board off the top of a pinball machine. So, you know, everything, all the guts are removed, but these are actually, you know, light will come through these windows, all these little spots. So if you put a light behind it, it looks really neat. Nice old gas mask. Some more stencils, and this is a really nice Berwick one. So that's all a lot, but it's W.V. Brown Berwick. Fishing creel. Some Expo stuff. Dynamite box. And we've got the jerseys in here. This is the Mario Lemieux one. So Mario Lemieux signed, has a certificate of authenticity. And the Steve Shutt, that is a old timers hockey jersey. Got a nice lot down there. And then we have this fantastic ship. And it's in a big, beautiful glass case. The problem was we drove it out from Halifax and it wasn't really fastened to the stand very well. So it shifted inside the case. So you do have to probably get that putty out of there and unscrew the top here so you can reset it once you get it home. But it's a gorgeous model, really well done with brass cannons. And a great case, great display piece. And up top we have some old catchers masks, really old catchers mitts, some nice beautiful old leather here. These are gorgeous hockey gloves, these CCM. I mean, I can't believe how soft this leather is. I mean, they're fantastic. And a couple really early baseball gloves here. A little damage, you know, from age and whatnot, but neat pieces. And a whole bunch of those miniature bats, lots, and flags and boxes. And I'm just going to put you on the camera so you can get an idea of some of the size of this other stuff, including this Luan 2, which is quite a big ship. And this was designed, actually, this whole top lifts off and there's a proper prop shaft and prop there, and you would put an electric motor in there and use it like a pond yacht. Okay. So I don't know if this is going to help you get some kind of scale here, but I'm 6'4" and I can barely stretch out enough to touch both ends of this Titanic model. It's incredibly detailed. It's fantastic. This railing needs to be glued back on, is one of the faults, and the railing on this side looks like it was gone a very long time ago. There's a few things. This steering at the back, the very back, needs re-gluing, but other than that, everything else seems all there. It's very heavy, very well made, has a very solid base on it, great for display. We've got some beautiful old chocolate boxes. I don't know if you can see that. I can barely see what I'm showing you here. Now these early catalogs, we've got some great early Canadian Tire, but we've got some really early, oops, I'm gonna put that back on. Some really early Eaton's catalogs. And going back into the late 1800s and early 1900s, and those are all original catalogs. Very difficult to find. Got a neat old Fundy fertilizers thermometer here. And I'm going to move you down again. And got a smaller model there, still a good size. Spans the 2-foot table there. The Ruby Dawn. We've got some things in the showcase here. Really neat Whippets badge, radiator badge, and goggle set. Some pocket watches, lots of military badges. Those are all better to see online. Good selection of bayonets. Neat old 7-Up bottle opener. Some good knives, Groman. Nice St. John's licensed taxi, 1923 brass badge. Some more military and nice little lot of compasses in that. And up top we have a nice flight helmet, leather flight helmet. It's in excellent condition with its markings. And over here we've got a Dentex flight helmet. Another interesting military piece. We've got this great periscope firing range toy in its original box. I'll give you an idea of the size of the ship. It's quite large. But this is probably my favorite. This flight helmet with the goggles, and it even has the silver ring right down the bottom, which I'm not sure if it's going to focus on. But it just makes for a great display piece. And again, excellent condition. This rubber on this earpiece has gone a little hard and a little bit deformed, but this one's all good. I don't know if you can soften that back up again and reform it. You might be able to. Great set of goggles. She doesn't have a big enough nose to hold them up, but There you go. Oh, and this wonderful mast light, for nautical light, for a masthead light. Really neat piece again. And we've got these great Lunenburg foundry oxen, and these are all with the eyelashes painted on and all very heavy. So these are all good early models. Those ones are really heavy. So all signs of the good early ones. There's those early catalogs. Some nice early advertising. Sorry, you can hear my heater going back there. Some good milk bottles, Kentville, Canadian National Railway, or Canadian National Hotel, cup and saucer. Some black and white, but this one, Murdoch's Fine Food, that is a fantastic early bisque counter display. Huge ashtray for German beer, the old black and white sign. Cape Breton Giant, Angus McCaskill, neat statue there, and some more of the whiskey flasks and jugs. And a nice Victor gramophone, floor model. The doors open up. One knob's missing, but it is in there. So, this piece of furniture, again, pickup only, folks. Make sure you read the write-ups, because we have a lot of these items marked as pickup only. Welcome to the messy trailer. I could not fit these in my shop anywhere with all the toys we have coming up for the toy collection, but this is really neat. I think it's around a 63, 64, something like that. It's a Rockola Rhapsody 160. Now, we haven't had a chance to plug it in and try it, but the consignor says that it's in working order. He even has a card for a guy that will help you, because a lot of these can be notorious for not working once you move them. They just need a little tweak here and there. But was in full working order, had that street light working, and it's going to sit here waiting for whoever bought it to come and get it. And the same goes for this fantastic barber's chair. Condition is fantastic on this. Just a beautiful barber's chair. Get the leg piece down there. Excellent condition. All around, the chrome, everything. There's a lot of traffic rolling by all of a sudden, but you know, the base needs a little cleanup, but that's a nice cream original base. Folding foot holder there, Belmont. But I wanted to get in here and get a little picture of it for you. And the jukebox, you can see down in there. You can watch it loading the records. This comes with a lot of extra records as well. Extra bulb, like a fluorescent bulb for it. Instructions, some books on collecting, these sorts of things. So some of the name things popped out, but we have all the keys go with it. So you got everything you need there to have a nice jukebox in your man cave or rec room. Here's another interesting piece. This is a Bissett scoreboard for darts, and it's heavy metal. It's almost like a telephone, the way these work. But really neat dart scorekeeper there, professional. So that gives you a rough idea of what we have in the sale. Sorry folks, not a riveting video. I'm really tired from doing all these estates and trying to keep up on this toy auction and get all these things listed for the next auctions coming. We've been incredibly busy lately, and a lot of sales coming up in a row. It seems to have pushed me back quite a few months here. So keep your eyes posted. We're going to have 2 great toy sales after this sale. We're going to have another firearms sportsman related sale as well, and general antiques one coming up. So lots of things coming up. So if you have anything that you want to consign to auction, all you have to do is give us a call or email us. So we take consignments from John Q. Public. We're looking for good artwork always, good jewelry, tin toys, advertising items, especially firearms for our specialty firearms sales. But art and decorative arts for our special sales as well, like New Year's sales and that sort of thing. And we usually have one somewhere around March, which might not happen this year until later because of the toy sales coming up. So anything that you have that's good quality, the same sort of things you see us selling and you'd like to sell, just give us a call and we'll sell it on your behalf. And it's not difficult, it's quite easy. So I appreciate again you watching. I hope it helped somewhat. I was rushed. I didn't even think I was going to have time to do this, so I kind of threw it together rather quickly. So I hope I didn't miss anything you really wanted to see. And if you do have any questions, feel free to email me and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. And definitely before the auction starts to close on Thursday, February 10th. So thanks again. Go Truckers. Go Toronto Maple Leafs. God bless everybody and have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.